What's up, y'all? This is Azure Striker G. This video is targeted specifically towards the OGC or the Obi-Wan gaming community. If you guys don't know what that is, go check it out. Obi-Wan Plays, great community. I've been a part of it for almost a year. It's probably one of the best communities I've ever seen. Go be a $5 sponsor. These kids are cool. Anyway, so a lot of us are planning on playing Tekken on Xbox, and I just wanted to go over some basic terms so that way when we lab, people understand what it is that we're doing or what it is we're trying to look for, and how to find out what character fits with you best. I think the most important part of any fighting game is finding a character that clicks with you, that matches your specific playstyle. For instance, the reason I play Hwoarang and Dragunov, they just have really good pressure, really good mix-ups, and then their combo damage can be pretty high. Sorry. Whew. Anyway, so it really depends on your preference, and you'll easily be able to tell what type of character they are when you start playing them. And then I'll break down the specific types real quick. So you have mix-up characters like Hwoarang who rely on frustrating your opponent with multiple options into pressing buttons, and then you can counter hit and get a ton of damage. You have characters like Brian and Dragunov that just have really good pressure, not necessarily mix-up pressure, but just a lot of really good pressure, which is what we call a rushdown character. Someone who's just always in your face, doing stuff, messing with you, constantly keeping you on edge. Let's see. And Hwoarang and Steve are rushdown mix-up. Then you have Yoshimitsu, who's just pure mix-up and less pressure. You have characters that are classified as turtles, which means they play very defensively. So that's Asuka, Kazuya. There's a couple others I could name, but a good all-rounder is Jack 7. So if you really want to get into the game and understand the mechanics, Jack 7's a good choice. He has a couple technical things, so if you want to try someone else, completely understandable. But like cross-reference with me before you pick a character, because I don't want you to pick a character that's super technical right off the bat. I started with Claudio, and I still play him because he's super cool, super fun, and he learned me all of them basic mechanics. Let's see, any other characters like specific types I should mention? Oh, the only real grappler in this game is King. A lot of command grabs, a lot of like chain grabs. I guess you could classify Nina as a grappler as well, but I mean, not as much so, I guess. King has just really strong command grabs. Those are all the basic types you need to think about. So I'm going to get in with Dragunov and just show you guys some basic stuff. And I can't stress enough how important it is to pick one or two characters and stick with them for a while. Don't like freak out and try to learn every character right off the bat. Pick one or two and stay with them until you learn the game. You will freak yourself out, and you'll cause yourself a lot of problems if you try to learn like 5 or 6 characters at once. It's different in a game like Dragon Ball FighterZ because you have a team-based fighter where you need to pick 3 characters and learn them. But this game is hard, so do not pick 4 or 5 or 6. Stick with 1 or 2. Okay, so we're going to start with basic stuff. Defense in this game. Blocking is simply holding back. But one thing to note in this game, blocking is different from Street Fighter in the sense that if you block low, it does not block mids. That's important. And that's why you don't usually block low in this game unless you see a low coming, because lows are generally either slow or they're pretty choreographed. So you almost always want to be blocking mid, like just holding back, because that blocks highs and mids. This only blocks lows. Remember that. It's extremely important. Movement. Dashing. Fine, good stuff. You have a jump, but you don't really ever use it. Another important thing about this game for movement is the concept of sidestepping. Tapping, not holding, tapping up will sidestep you. This is important because it forms the backbone of your movement in this game. There is also some advanced movement I can talk to you guys about later if you guys are so curious. If you tap up or down, you'll sidestep in a given direction, but you have to tap it. You have to differentiate the tap between the hold, because holding will jump, tapping will sidestep. Let's see. Oh, okay, so skeleton and pressure. So pressure in this game, or pressure in any game, is a series of strings or pokes that keep you in your opponent's face, and you can cancel into other stuff, mix up, and keep yourself in the game. Pressure is not sitting there doing default strings or doing auto combos, which this game doesn't have. It is not doing auto combos or whatnot. Just all the time. You are gonna have some strings like 1-2 hit strings, like those, but you do not want to use the really long strings in pressure unless with like a few specific characters, which I can go over if someone decides to play them. Combo structure in this game. So it starts with a launcher to get them in the air, and it's juggling. It is a juggle fest. So you're going to get a launcher, continue it with something, get what we call spiral state, and then get a finisher. And I failed it there, but so launcher, connect, spiral state, finisher. So that's generally how the combo structure works. So I'll show you each individual piece so you know. So there's the launcher, just a default launcher, get him in the air. You can also get crumple, well, here, like that. That also works. So you have launcher, then the connector. Just a default string. Sorry, just this. It's just a default string to keep the combo going, keep them in the air, get them maybe a little higher up. So launcher, connector. Now this, spiral state. Spiral state is very important to every combo. Spiral state, see how it makes them spiral in the air and land on the ground. Normally when I do that, and then after the connector, it'll land them with their back on the ground and their feet up. That's important because you can dash forward and continue the combo from there. So let me go do that again. And then finisher. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy with some characters like Dragunov. I just do X square triangle, 45 damage, good string, ends it. But I can do, I might fail this because I haven't played this in a while, but no, that's not what I wanted. Crap, man. So I failed it there, but like I have what we call a crouch dash cancel, so I can, oh crap, so I can do that to extend combos and get corner carry. One thing I should mention for combos, and one thing you should get very familiar with, is the concept of micro dashing or dashing in the middle of combos. So right here, crap, it's been a while. Come on, man. Right there. So see how I did the dash in between that combo to get the 3-1-2? Or rather, sorry, the X square triangle. So that's very important, and it'll help you solidify your motion with sidestepping and whatnot. Sometimes there are combos that can only be done by being slightly off axis with a sidestep. There you go, just like that. Also, I should mention the concept of OTG, which means off the ground. So if I do his hop kick like that, normally you'd think I wouldn't be able to get anything off because he's already on the ground and he's not in any of those states I mentioned. Well, with Dragunov, I have this. That's what we call an OTG because I picked him up off the ground after the hop kick. So that's pretty much basic stuff. I want to see if I'm forgetting anything. Oh! Then there's the concept of Power Crush. Power Crush is an armor move that has, I think it's like infinite hits of armor, so if someone doesn't attack, here, let me, CPU, can do it. Is there a way to, never mind, CPU, well, okay. Nope. I'm gonna keep doing this until he does something. I'm just gonna keep doing it. So see that? That's what I wanted you to see, right there. See how when I did that move, I kept doing the move even after he hit me? That's what we call a power crush. That's armor, or super armor in some cases. And that'll continue doing the move when you're getting hit. You'll still take damage, but you won't stop whatever attack you're doing. And those are really important to note because sometimes you'll use them in combo, sometimes you will use them just outright to get damage. And then grabbing. I should mention that real quick before I end this. Grabbing. So you either press square and X or the bottom two buttons for a simple grab that does not side switch you, or you can press the top two face buttons for a grab that will sidestep you. Now for Dragunov, you have command grabs. But that's beside the point. The way you break grabs in this game is difficult because you have to press the specific button that they're doing on their grab. So like right there, if I did that non-side switching grab, you would have to press square right as I did the grab, right when you see that purple spark. So there are intricacies to this game, but it's important that you know you need to stick with it, and Tekken is not a game that you're gonna get good at really fast. Yeah, that's the motion I was talking about earlier. Anyway, so that's about it. I know this is kind of jumbled, but I wanted to make this because a lot of people were planning to get Tekken, and I wanted people to look stuff up and understand a bunch of stuff before going in. Again, this is not an easy game. So it's going to take time, and I ask that you be patient because you are going to get bodied a lot before you really understand. But at the same time, the game is fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to having you guys play. But find a character, stick with it, and have some fun. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye.